What's up, everybody? So this is going to be 5 things I dislike or hate about the Chevelle. And then we'll do another video about 5 things or 5 plus things that I love about the Chevelle. So let's start things off right. We're going to hit them with the gas mileage comparative to the power that the car makes. Now, it'd be completely different if this car got, 8 miles per gallon and was outputting,
700 horsepower.
1,400 horsepower. That'd be
why
completely
stop
different.
at 7 when you can do 14?
This car doesn't. This car probably realistically at the tire makes low 2s. I feel like that's pretty.
Yeah, I think that's about what mine makes too.
So this car making low 2s to the wheel. And then still getting that like 8-10 mile per gallon range is pretty pathetic. That's only because we're used to modern cars now that
30 plus.
Yeah, that can get 30 plus, 50 plus, whatever, right? Crazy numbers. But for me, just that horsepower margin for the compensation of the gas that you put in it is just very lackluster, right? I mean, you get
look at it.
You get one of those GT Toyota Corollas that's going to go faster than this thing, and
probably have more horsepower.
Yeah, probably does. On top of that, there's no overdrive, right? Or at least not in this car. One thing that I think we're going to change. But so to get on the highway, you're also going to be running, I guess this is kind of bleeding into point 2.
That's fine.
To get on the highway and cruise 65 mile an hour, this car is geared with 373 gearing. So you're doing like 3,500-ish 3,000 RPMs, which is not exactly ideal, especially if you're trying to go a long ways. Now, I can make it about an hour away and an hour back in terms of length I can drive without having to fill up. So that's not completely awful for an old car, I don't think.
No.
But, you're going...
But then again, you've also got a tiny little, gas tank, so...
Yeah. We're going to touch on is going to be the accommodations. Come here. So,
come, step into my office.
Squeak. Squeak.
Where's your WD-40?
Yeah, I know. I need to
fix that.
So you got roller windows, right? Not the best. I mean, that's the least of your worries, really. The locks for this they're not going to stop anybody who actually wants to get into the car.
Your locks work? That must be nice. Mine don't even go down all the way.
So the locks do lock, but these locks are not something that I would want to trust outside of a hotel room. I mean, aside from that, also, the way the window comes up, right, this weather seal here, you could easily get one of your little coat hangers in through here, pull up on that lock you're in.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't even have to use a coat hanger. You could use somebody with a skinny hand.
There's an 1/8 gap there, and then when that window comes up, it's not like today where we've got tight tolerances. You can pull on that window and probably could get your hand back there if you were a skinny feller. Another thing...
Which you are not.
Give me the camera. You're fired, okay?
Hey, we can't have a video without a couple fat jokes.
Listen.
You asked for it.
Listen, you son of a bitch. Stop talking about my diabetes. Anyway,
your diabetes.
Another thing is going to be your blind spots. This mirror, you can't see anything in the passenger mirror.
It's more just for looks.
It's adjusted all the way over, right? Like that's not gonna move any further over. But you can't see when you're in that passenger or that driver's seat. You're looking like right here-ish. Can't even see the back of your car, which is ideally you want to just be able to skim the side of your car, right? When you have your mirror. This way, because you use your car as a reference point to know, the distance between something. This, you cannot see the side of your car, so you have no clue what field of view you're actually getting over here. Obviously, you're not seeing much from back here. You've got this massive thing.
Nice steel option windows.
Yes. High quality right there.
Yep.
You've got a window that you can't really see out of too well. All right. So Riley could probably show this a little bit better. Right here.
And you are how tall?
I'm only like 5 foot. I don't know how tall I am. I'm like 5'10".
Yeah.
5'9", something.
Now
like
let
that.
me get in there, and
Yeah.
I'm
So,
6 foot.
I'm about 5'10"-ish, and your knees, they're whacking everything. As a matter of fact, to even drive the car, I have to sit like this.
Which we can show here in a minute.
Yeah, because that steering wheel, if not, will hit your thighs. You can't turn it. There's just no way.
Well, you don't need to turn.
And then your
you
legs,
just lean.
Yeah, then your legs cramp up after so long, and it's just not comfortable to drive in long term. Now let's see Riley here. He's about 6 foot, maybe 6'1", something. But you can see he's all up in that dash's personal space.
Yep. Yeah, I have
and then
to pretty much.
Let's talk about the seat for a second. The seat itself isn't all that bad, comfortability-wise. It's got padding. The issue is that when you're taking turns in this thing, right? This car does not have Q1 suspension, QA1, whatever that brand is called. It does not have a suspension that's overbuilt to where you have real tightness. Okay, this car rolls. It's got body roll with it.
Quite a bit.
You're banging your head, your noggin into everything in this car.
I have done that before when you've done.
Yeah.
Quick pull, I smack my head right there.
Yeah. It's just not ideal for things like that. Overall, the comfortability of the actual seats themselves, not awful. It's just they don't hold you in place. You're just kind of going wherever the car's going.
Especially if you get it into a little bit of a spirited driving.
Yes.
You're sliding all over the place, even
yeah.
if you have these seatbelts on.
Absolutely.
Which is that point number whatever we're on?
Yes, that's another point. These seatbelts don't do much.
Here, I will get in and demonstrate why they are terrible. Hold the camera. So for me, when I'm 6 foot tall and I want to put this on, look where that seatbelt's sitting.
Yep, straight into your neck.
Yep.
Straight across your neck, yeah. But the point is it's not all that comfortable when compared to a modern car. Now, whenever I'm going through these points, keep in mind, this is not a modern car. This is a classic car. You can't be too picky, right?
No.
Now, one thing you can be picky about is your AC. This car does not have AC. The heat works amazing, okay?
Yeah, you got the nice little heater called a 350.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the heat off of just the engine itself is enough to where you really don't even need to use the heater all that much. But if you do need to use the heater works great. The problem is there's no AC in this car. And here in Southwest Missouri, we get winters that are in the negatives occasionally. Not all the time. We're not Minnesota or Canada. But we do occasionally hit negative degrees, 0 degrees, whatever. I think we did last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think we got down to like -10 at one point.
That was fun.
Yeah. Well, that was when all the power lines literally had like a coat of ice around them.
Extra shielding.
Yeah, extra shielding.
Yeah.
Insulation.
Yeah, insulation.
Yeah.
Cold insulation.
Yeah. Anyway, the AC is a big thing because we also get summers that are 105, which is not.
And that's before the heat index, so
Yeah,
I mean.
that's not ideal. It's also very humid here. And with this not having AC, you hate it. You absolutely hate it. You hate every second of it.
Especially with the black interior.
Exactly. The window tint, the back window's great on tint, but the front and the passenger, it's got like 0 tint to it. So you're baking in there. And stop and go traffic, which we have quite a bit around here.
Oh yeah.
It's a no-go. You're gonna be dying the whole time. It's that, and when you sit like this, right? When you're sitting in there and you've got your legs all bundled up.
You can show how you sit.
Oh my, you've got so much sweat in behind your knees. Ridiculous, disgusting. Have to take a shower when you're done driving this car. So you got to drive it kind of like this.
Not very good for reaction time.
Nope. And then at the same time, that door comes in and shuts here. So
Here,
no power windows, no
Get in
power
there.
locks. Ow, my elbow.
you didn't need. See, there's another point.
So your leg's gonna be resting right here on the door, which is not the end of the world, but whatever. Because I put these gauges here, you have to watch where this leg goes. You don't want to knock these off. Now that didn't come from the factory, or that's not stock standard, so I can't knock them for that. But right here, if I was sitting like how I would normally sit driving a car, this steering wheel starts to run into either your gut, which I've got a pretty big gut, so Yeah.
I don't think you had to say that. I think they know.
Well, just for fact checking.
Okay, yeah.
My gut is rather large.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just, I hate this right here. Now, you could probably get a smaller steering wheel, and that would help a little bit.
Then you wouldn't be original.
I like the skinny wheel. I think it looks good.
It does.
Now, if we come over here to our controls, right?
Hold on.
Here's our controls here. You've got air, which you can blow just regular air. The problem is the air seems to come from the engine bay, so it's baking hot. And then you've got cold, doesn't exist. No such thing on this car. Hot is the only way you can go. You do have a de-ice, which is that's cool.
But it's not like you're going to be driving this in the winter anyway.
Yeah, you really don't. There's just, because we live in a place where we actually have a winter, LA, California, Southern California, Florida. Yeah. Because we live in a place that actually does have snow and ice, the salt on the roads makes for, you just don't want to drive on it. And although this car could probably fare pretty well because it is rhino lined underneath and ceramic coated and all that shenaz.
Do you really want to risk your transmission?
Exactly. Well, yeah, I can't drive on roads anyway because it'll tear the rear end up because it's a limited slip differential.
Yeah.
Pumpkin.
Race diff.
Yeah. So it really won't handle that. Another thing's going to be the lights in here. The lights on the dash.
Very dim.
Very dim.
Like your brain cell, like your brain power.
Huh? Same thing with the headlights.
Yeah, the headlights are pretty dim.
Headlights are pretty dim. Now, the backs are upgraded with LEDs, but the backs were awful. You remember those?
Mm-hmm.
They would, I mean, in the daytime, you couldn't tell it was on. You really couldn't. It was so dim. Now, with the LEDs, that's bright. Those taillights are brighter than the headlights. I need to get the front swapped out with LEDs. But, again, that's one of those things that whenever you start doing upgrades like that, you're taking away from the classic, style and upgrading it. So everything that I've touched on could be completely avoided, right? Completely vetoed. I could put AC in here. I can get an overdrive transmission. I can get a 400 small block twin turbo.
But we know you're not going to do any of
tunes.
that. No, you're not going to do that.
I can put different seats in here. I can try and make some custom railing so that the seats will actually go back further.
Yeah, because you're not going to have passengers in here.
Yeah, I don't too often. All this can be changed. It's just how much of this do you have laying around? And that's really the key to anything in life, at least that I've found. How much money do you got laying around? Money talks.
Money talks, words don't.
Yeah, pretty much. What you got?
Grounding issues.
With the
Grounding
taillights.
issues. We'll get out
about that.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see if it works right now.
We shall see.
One of them does. Well, they're both on, or that one's the only one that's on.
Okay,
and that's the one that has issues. So this taillight seems to have a grounding issue. It will turn off and off occasionally. Whether or not it works is kind of dependent on the day and the car's mood. That's really annoying. The turn signals decided to work today, which is great.
You got
They
lucky
don't always
today.
do that. Yeah. I think that's really about it. The electrical issues that these cars have occasionally. Riley knows about those, don't you?
A little bit too well.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, is it your current one that caught on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the current truck that he has now actually caught on fire.
When it was being delivered.
Yeah, when it was being delivered. So you're always supposed to keep a little fire extinguisher handy when in operation of these cars because they have been known to ignite.
Get mad and blow up.
Yeah. They're old, they're grumpy, they've had enough of life. Occasionally they just want to die. And you got to be there
And
to
kill
tell them
everyone
no.
in it.
Yeah, and kill everybody in it. Insurance,
Yeah.
pain.
It's a pain.
Trying to get, especially at our age. Riley's 20. I'm carry the 1 divided by 4. And I'm 19. So, nobody wants to insure us, of course, for good reason.
Yeah, because they think, why is a 20-year-old
But I think that's about it for the things I hate. Well, with that being said, I guess we're gonna jump into the next video.
Yep.
About 5 things I love, 5 things plus I love about my Chevelle. And if you want to go see that one,
Wait till next week.
Yeah, they're probably going to be about a week apart. Just because we do our best to try and keep up, but you know, we can't post every day. We just don't have that much free time.
No, we only really get to film on the weekends.
Yeah, and that's it's only every now and then too. So anyway, if you want to see that video, wait a week. If you want to see that video and it's been past a week since this video has been uploaded, go check out the next video. Maybe you're thinking about buying a classic car and you're just wanting to know about, you know, the issues, the pros versus cons, and I'll definitely talk about all the pros in the next video, and you'll be able to make a solid decision off of that. But you're gonna have to wait till then. So, ciao.
Peace.